Hello. Welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing tonight? Hi, Erica. Good to see ya. I gotta turn down my volume. So, how are you guys doing tonight? Just get my stuff together and see if a few more people want to come in. Got my coffee, I have my soda. I think I'm good. Got my little one in bed, so I'm good. It's been a crazy day. I've been running around all day doing business stuff and house stuff, and I still have more to do when driver gets home, but I figure I'll take a little break for a little bit because I wanted to come live and see how everybody was doing and check and see if there were any updates with Nancy Guthrie. I haven't seen any. It looked like JLR was just kind of sitting there talking to callers today. So something that keeps being talked about and keeps being mentioned in chat is everybody keeps saying, why is Nancy Guthrie getting all this attention? It's not fair. There's so many more missing people in the United States and they don't get this attention. And so I figure we're still going to keep making sure we stay updated on Nancy and see what happens, because, you know, there's a lot of us that have been here since the beginning. But there's going to be days where there's just no news. And so we can update, we can check, but we can also help by swinging that focus on when we have that extra time where there's nothing really going on, and swinging that focus onto some of the people that some of us, you know, some of us have heard that went missing, that maybe we feel like they're not getting the attention that they need. They're not getting the resources that they need. So I'm not going to be on real long tonight. I've got 2 cases that I'm going to talk about where it's missing in Michigan Monday. And the first one that I'm going to talk about is a young man. He just went missing in the Upper Peninsula. He's a Northern Michigan University student. And it sounds really familiar. And I hope I don't get this young man's name wrong, but I believe it was Caleb Harris. When he went missing, he had been out, you know, having a good night like a lot of college kids do, and was seen walking home, and then all of a sudden just disappeared halfway home. And there were all these rumors about, you know, foul play, everything like that. And this is kind of similar. The difference is that this young man happened to go missing in the middle of Northern Michigan winter. And I'm in the lower part of Michigan, but Upper Peninsula has gotten quite a bit of snow. And so it's hard to find a missing person out in all that snow. I mean, they've literally gotten feet of snow. And so we're going to put the focus on this young man and then one other person. Hi, Emery. Welcome. And one other person that's been missing in Michigan since August. So I'm going to start by playing some of these newsreels to kind of get us caught up on where we are with the young man I'm talking about is Trenton
Meanwhile, a search is ongoing in Marquette for a missing Northern Michigan University student who was last seen leaving a bar. Police are afraid he may have been disoriented and fallen through the ice while walking home. 21-year-old Trenton Massey was last seen on video at 3:25 yesterday morning. In a press release, the Marquette Police Department says he appeared to be disoriented and had difficulty walking. Massey.
And this is where I swear that's almost the same news report as that other young man. And he went missing right around the same time. There was Caleb Harris and there was one other young man, and he went missing. I thought it was right around the time of the Murdaugh murders, and so his case got kind of shoved to the back.
These last traces now lead today's search party here along the bike path near the fountain.
But look at all that snow. And so, they're looking for Nancy out in the desert, which is hard enough, but can you imagine under all this snow? That's what I'm thinking. That's what happened with that other boy. He fell over into the water. I think they found him right next to the boardwalk that they had been hunting and searching for. But with the weather, they're not really going to be able to know until spring, because that snow stays up there way longer than it does down here.
Founders Landing Boardwalk. Maria Smith is visiting Marquette from Indianapolis and noticed the search from her hotel room window.
I'm a mother, so I can imagine if my child was missing, I would want everybody, no matter how old my child would be, to come and look for him.
She joined hundreds in a line search that spanned from South McClellan Avenue to the Lake Superior shoreline. Northern Michigan University students Ryder Amesbury and Graham McPhee are some of the many spending their snow day looking for Massey. Amesbury says he met Massey at a bar the night of his disappearance and woke up to his picture online as a missing person.
Oh, it's scary. It was an absolute blizzard that night. I walked home. I got lost walking home. So, it's horrible to hear and obviously see, but it's amazing how many people came out here to help search for him.
I would tell everybody if they have a chance to come on out here and help, 1 second of time can maybe save somebody's son. So I think that's what I would like to say to anybody. And I know anybody who's a parent out watching this would do the same for any one of us.
Let's hope he's found soon. Investigators here at Local 4 are bringing attention to local missing persons cases, hoping to get families one step closer to answers. You can scan the QR code on your screen. We don't have it on your screen. Just go to clickondetroit.com for more information. There's the
A second of time can maybe save somebody's son. So I think that's what I would like to say to anybody. And I know anybody who's a parent out watching this would do the same for any one of us.
We are hearing from a volunteer speaking on the search efforts underway in Marquette. People are looking for a missing Northern Michigan University student. Here's a picture of 21-year-old Trenton Massey. He was last seen around 3 a.m. on Sunday. The Marquette Police Department says he appeared to be disoriented and had difficulty walking. Surveillance cameras captured Massey walking on a bike path. Authorities think he may have been trying to walk home. Massey's last traces led the search party around the Founders Landing Boardwalk in Marquette. Hundreds of volunteers have joined that search.
Search for 21-year-old Trenton Massey has entered its third day in Marquette. Dozens of volunteers continue to cover acres of ground in the established search area as airboat teams and divers investigated the waters of Lake Superior by the Lower Harbor Ore Dock. My EP's Skylar Perkins has the latest.
Searchers gathered again in an effort to find 21-year-old Trenton Massey, the Northern Michigan University student last seen early Sunday morning. Tuesday.
Another little known fact about Lake Superior is it's very, very cold. And so if someone goes in, they usually stay under for a very long time. If they ever, the saying is Lake Superior keeps her dead. like the Men of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That was a very popular shipwreck.
Began with dozens of community members meeting at the Hampton Inn to be briefed on the latest land search effort, where teams were divided up and focused on probing snowbanks around the city's south side. According to law enforcement, surveillance video shows Massey spent the early hours of Sunday morning wandering around town looking disoriented, exhibiting what could be...
Well, as much snow as they got, if you were walking down a sidewalk and a plow came and plowed, feet of snow on top of him, he wouldn't necessarily have been able to get out even.
Symptoms of hypothermia, leading them to believe it's possible Massey succumbed to the elements. As the ground crews set out, dive teams and airboat crews were hard at work in the blowing snow, further exploring a hole in the ice of Lake Superior discovered on Monday. Meanwhile, Marquette Police Chief Ryan Grimm confirmed today that video captured by a local news Skycam was the last sighting of Massey at around 3:30 Sunday morning. This is a still from that video shared with us in the spirit of public information by Channel 19. What it shows is a stumbling Massey walking to the end of the dock, then moved to the right, stepping off the dock and out of frame, giving no clear indication of whether he ventured further onto the lake ice or circling back to land. Despite the efforts of the searchers, we've learned no other new information yet today. Chief Grimm told us we can't expect another written update from the department tonight. As always, we'll have the latest information on our website, myupnow.com. In Marquette, I'm Skylar Perkins.
And it gets so...
After 4 days, the official search for missing...
They cannot, it's almost impossible to see when you're out there. It's very easy to get disoriented between land and the ice.
NMU student Trenton Massey has ended without success. After countless hours of effort from hundreds of volunteers and dozens of professionals, Marquette Police Chief Ryan Grimm made the announcement this afternoon. MyUP's Skylar Perkins has the details.
We're stopping the official search right today.
After 4 days of searching and extensive efforts by both volunteers and search and rescue experts, the official search for Trenton Massey has ended.
We had the MSP dive team in there with DNR helping us. We had the Coast Guard helping us throughout this whole search, and it's just at the point now where we've exhausted all of our resources. And unfortunately, we haven't had any luck locating Trenton.
In recent days, local police have worked in lockstep with county, state, and even Army personnel, receiving help from MSP dive teams, regional search and rescue experts, drone operators, and even an Army helicopter. What local leaders say they were most surprised by, however, were the hundreds of volunteers who helped with the ground search. According to officials with Northern Michigan University, they estimated over 300 in students alone participating. Back on Monday, we talked to one who said his friends and schoolmates were quick to jump into action after realizing Trenton was unaccounted for.
I started getting more worried, and then they just tried to get as many hands as they could, as many feet as they could, and we went out and tried to find them. I just feel like I'd rather be out here looking for them than sitting at home.
Wednesday also saw NMU leaders updating students on the effort, thanking the ones who gave their time to help look for Trenton and letting them know that the university has resources available, and that one of the best things they may be able to do now is make sure their friends and classmates are doing okay.
That reach out.
So that is, that's the sad thing is now they have, it's very similar to Nancy Guthrie's case. They've exhausted their resources for ground searches. And here, like I said, because of the winter and all the snow, he probably will be found in the spring. Once everything thaws out, he's going to be somewhere. But, his family and his friends are looking for him. And so now that was, I think, 4 days ago, coverage just kind of dropped off with him. Now there is another person who was missing, has been missing from here since August. And I'm going to play this. I did a podcast about it. This is the latest update. And I checked again. I try to check every week just to see if there's anything new. And this is the latest update in the case of Starla Goings. But this is tells the story and then talks about what we know so far in her case. In this case, I believe there's foul play. I believe that her husband was the last person to see her alive. and had very odd behavior afterwards. Her family and friends believe the same thing. So that's something that the people that follow this case in Michigan want to do, is make sure that her face is out there, so that just in case she ran away from this horrible relationship and is hiding somewhere, maybe her family can at least know that she's safe somehow without him knowing.
Hi there, and welcome to my channel. If you would please hit the subscribe button on your way in, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you like what you see, hit the like. It's free and it helps get me out in that algorithm. All right, let's get on to today's topic.
And please forgive me, because this is one of the first edited videos that I did, so it's not perfect, sounds not perfect, but it's got the story, a good story behind it.
Hello everyone, and welcome new subscribers. I am back. I had to take a little break for a while with some real life stuff, but today I'm coming to you with an update from a story that I've been following since August. This is
now August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, 7 months. So we're way past the 81-day mark with Starla.
A missing person, Miss Starla Goings, out of Munising, Michigan, and she was last seen and heard from on August 17th. And since then, no one's heard anything from her. There's been some odd things going on, but we have some updates in the case. Not a lot, but a little bit. So first, I'm going to start out with reading an article from Banana 101.5, which is a music station and out of my local area, and some interesting things have happened in this case. Again, this article was published and written by Jeremy Fennick on the Banana 101.5 website. I will put the link in my description if you'd like to check it out and read it for yourself. Authorities returned to the home of missing Munising woman this week, sparking new questions and concerns across the community. Police activity was seen Tuesday at the 16-mile road home of 64-year-old Starla Perry Goings, who has now been missing for, at the time of the article, 74 days, but we're now at 79 days. Deputy from the Alger County Sheriff's Office and Michigan State Police were on the property as a tractor dug in the yard. A deputy confirmed the officers were carrying out a search warrant. No details were released about what they were looking for or if it's directly tied to Starla's disappearance. Starla was last seen on August 15th, leaving her home 2 days later. Her vehicle was discovered abandoned along Peninsula Point Road in Munising Township. Okay, let me correct myself. I was wrong. She was missing since the 15th. So we're at 81 days. And by September, the Sheriff's Office had expanded efforts to find any sighting of her. Despite those efforts, the case remains a mystery. As a word of the renewed police activity spread on social media, Starla's daughter, Stephanie Wren, reached out to the community asking for compassion and understanding. In her statement, she said, "We do not yet know what law enforcement is doing at the house or what, if anything, they may have found. When we know something, we will share what we can. But right now, we need time and space to process and grieve. Please respect that." The family's plea serves as a reminder that behind every headline is heartbreak. While investigators continue their work, the Munising community waits, hoping for answers and above all for peace for the Perry Goings family. Now next, before I read these, I've got some Facebook posts from Starla's son-in-law that was put up on a local Facebook, a Munising local Facebook group that is giving updates on anything that has been heard that is hopefully factual about Starla and the events leading up to her going missing and some strange events afterwards.
Well, I want to say before this part gets read out, I found these at the very beginning few months of her going missing, and I held on to them because I didn't want to put out drama if it wasn't true, or if, you know, this man was innocent, because it's real easy to get, you know, fried in the court of online opinion. But since then, there have been many things that have been put out about this man from people in town, family members, etc., that I don't believe he's a good person, and he is at least guilty of not caring and not trying to help find her, and that's really weird to me.
Now, the biggest red flag for me in this case, well, there's a few, but she was in the middle of divorcing her husband that she lived with, but was still living in the home. And they were together that night. She had left work, and they had gone to a fair in Escanaba and had come back home, according to him, and she left somewhere around midnight. I think they got in an argument or something like that, if I remember correctly. And he never bothered to report her missing. She left at midnight in the dark in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which, if you've ever been there, when it's dark out, it's dark. It's not like it is down by the big cities and things like that. It's dark out there. And for her to go off, leave her things behind, leave her car behind, and he doesn't, again, bother to call any friends, any family to find out, hey, is she okay? Is she not? I mean, I know they were getting a divorce, but still, that something is weird. And so it was her son-in-law and daughter that called Sunday for a welfare check on their mother. And the sheriff got there, talked to the husband, and he gave them that story, and that was it. That's all. Didn't care, nothing. Now, again, this is from a Facebook group, and I'm going to read this text. This is from Anthony Wren, which is Stephanie's husband, which is Starla Going's daughter. I am Stephanie's husband, and I am willing to share this. Last time we know of her whereabouts is she went to the fair with her soon-to-be ex-husband. She's divorcing Stephen Goings. He's been going absolutely insane, going off on her and posting stuff on Facebook about her. She was in a very unsafe situation, but she couldn't take anything and leave due to a court order, and she didn't trust her belongings would be okay. So we are just hoping she is found in Esco, which is Escanaba short for, or somewhere between there and Munising. If anyone can help us, we aren't local anymore and trying to arrange flights to get there ASAP. And before anyone comments, he is that crazy, and I do not trust that man one bit. Cops have been called and starting their investigation. But he is the last one to know where she was and is now acting weird to the people that are looking for her, to the friends and family that are there looking for her. That post came out 1 week after Starla was missing, and they live in Florida, so they're out of state. There was nothing they could do but call and do a welfare check. And again, the husband really wasn't helping, and again was doing some kind of sketchy, inappropriate, hateful things on social media after he knew that she was missing. Now, this post, I believe, was a repost, but the date showed on my end as September 24th, because I know I saw this earlier. So this is the second post. So this is a post for everyone who's been asking. Let me say this here. This post is not for going after him, not blaming him, nothing. This is strictly facts I'm posting and what is going on. This is Stephen Goings, Starla's husband. This is for everyone to see what he looks like. Now, also, I'm asking for people to keep an eye out. He's been taking stuff out of Starla's to the dump or trash areas. Me and Starla's family would like to have some of her things, but we don't know if we will be able to now. Before anyone asks, he does own a newer 2012.
Mind you, this is his daughter and son-in-law that he's not giving her mother's things to when she's missing. He's throwing them in the garbage.
22 Titan and a mid-2010s Toyota RAV4, both in charcoal dark gray coloring. But also, he might not be driving them and using a family member's black pickup truck. And now informed of a black Toyota car. No, I will not say who, I just know they have one and would probably lend it to him. Also, evidently, one of the family members is reading this and calling out the police saying that they're telling us stuff. They aren't. It's from all you great locals helping us out, keep an eye out, and being helpful in our time of need. While those family members of Starla's haven't even tried to help. As well, before I get asked, no, he still has not reached out to any family on Starla's side, or even his kids. We are hearing about him dumping Starla's belongings from all of you guys helping us and watching out for us. From Starla's real family, we thank you. Please, if possible, help us save anything he throws out if you see it. And maybe help us keep an eye out for anything he's doing or places he's going. Now, at the bottom of this, there are 2 pictures of him. And I'll put a bigger size up so you can see him better in a moment. Here's an enlarged version of the pictures of Stephen Goings. This is Starla's soon-to-be ex-husband. I don't want to start any drama with this case, but this is really scary. The things that he's doing are odd. I don't care if you're getting a divorce or not, if you don't like that person or not. You know, she's a human being. And to throw her things out and to not give them to your children. I mean, that's what really gets me. So, I don't know, it's just very odd. And then now here we've got a warrant for the property, a search of the property, and they're seen digging. So, I don't know. In the other article that I watched, the sheriff is asking for anyone with any kind of camera footage, ring footage, a trail cam. Think maybe you have a trail cam in that area that goes in between Escanaba and Munising, or the outer lying area. So please, again, if you have any trail cameras in the area, any ring cams, if you've seen something odd with any of those vehicles or with the gentleman whose pictures I've shown, let me make it clear, he's not a suspect. He is not anything yet. Just some very odd behavior, some very unkind behavior, very malicious behavior. Divorce or not, it's just weird that you don't report someone missing, especially a woman who's walked away in the middle of the night. So thank you again for sticking with me through my little break, because I had some real life happen, but I am back now, and hopefully we'll be able to do a lot of fun stuff. I've got some ideas for some other cases.
So that's it with Starla, but that's the story of Starla Goings. And they had some of the very same technologies and things that not some of the very same, much less up there, but they still did a lot of searching and just ran out of places to search, ran out of leads. And we thought for sure, because Michigan is such a big hunting state, that's a lot of times when missing people are found, because we have hunters going through the woods into places where, everyday people don't just walk in and go. But unfortunately that didn't happen, and now we've gotten into winter and she's been missing 7 months, and It's very sad. Her family wants to know what happened. There are no suspects. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Nancy Guthrie case because there are no suspects. They have absolutely no hint, no nothing to where she might be. If he did something to her, if he didn't, if she just walked away, it's another case where there are a million questions and zero answers. And it's sad. She was only 65 years old, and I don't know. I don't understand. The thing that really got me was that she was gone the whole weekend, but even if he didn't call the police, if he thought that she had left him or something, why not try to call her? Why not try to call her daughter, their daughter, together to make sure that she was okay? Why not try to call a friend, something like that? I mean, I don't know. The whole thing is just really, really weird, and none of it makes sense, which that's usually what happens in cases like this. And yeah, I don't know. I just really hope for her sake that she is hiding out somewhere. Let me see. Let's check and see, because I always want to make sure that there are no more Nancy updates. Like I said, we're still going to keep following that case. I'm not going to forget about her. And let's see. Just going through and trying to find. See if there are any updates. I don't see any. It's just the same stuff, you know. Somebody shot at Rihanna. What's this? Just a second. I do want to. Just a second. There's something about finding a bone.
Yes, I wanted to talk because I want to know, do you realize what just happened there?
What just happened?
You and John DePietro, y'all were sitting there talking, and y'all were both kind of sounding, a little defeated, a little down, and felt like you were kind of hitting the wall, didn't really know what to do. Even I felt it kind of watching it like, dang, what is really going on here? It's case turning cold.
Yeah.
Savannah watches your show. I'm going to tell you how I know.
How do you know?
Look at everything that just happened all at once. Because both of y'all kept saying, what was y'all saying? Throw me a bone, throw me a bone. Both of y'all was like, golly, what's going on? Throw a bone, throw a bone. And I'll be doggone, it wasn't that long. Here come both of them cars speeding up in that driveway. They probably came to that house, ain't did a little bit of nothing.
Oh, no. Okay. I like JLR, but I'm not digging some of the calls. Let's see. See what Jennifer Coffindaffer has to say. Savannah Guthrie takes a breath of fresh air with her husband and son. Privacy for celebrities is so difficult to maintain, especially considering her circumstances. I hope Savannah can find some sense of normalcy. Even from a distance, you can see the pain. I don't know. I think this is just kind of the end of it. And well, here, this is Michael Ruiz. He usually has some good updates. And he says, let's see. Nancy Guthrie has now been missing for 36 days, more than 5 weeks after authorities say she was taken from her home in the early hours of February 1st. Use of cadaver dogs is also on hold, according to Sheriff Nanos, but they can be brought in again if deemed necessary. PCSD says this morning that the investigators have ruled out a connection between the damaged utility box up the street and the Guthrie case. No suspects, persons of interest, or vehicles have been publicly identified. A spokesperson for CBP, which previously assisted with K-9 units, that's the Border Patrol, says the agency continues to support the investigation. The sheriff declined to discuss specific evidence on whether he believed Guthrie may still be alive. Surprise, surprise. Anything is possible, he told me. The biggest lead remains the Nest camera video showing a masked intruder on Guthrie's doorstep the morning of her abduction. Savannah Guthrie has asked anyone with information to dial 1-800-CALL-FBI. So, cadaver dogs on hold. Let's see. Someone that doesn't like JLR. Oh, and this was something too that came up today was they found a barrel in a pond, but from what I read, this is just kind of like a swampy area, and that's why it stinks. It stinks all the time. So, let's see. This is from Union City, Michigan. This is some of the storms that came through. What night was that? Friday night? And there was one of my subscribers lives there or near there, and there also Three Rivers was hit too, and there was some fatalities. It's one of the biggest tornadoes that had hit Michigan since, I think they said, like 1988. So, yikes. Yikes. But, yeah, folks, that's pretty much all that's going on tonight. There's nothing really new in the Nancy Guthrie case. I'm going to keep looking. Please, if you have any information on missing Trenton Massey out of northern Upper Peninsula of Michigan, Marquette area, or Starla Goings in the Munising area, please call the FBI. In the video, there are the numbers to both. And just, keep an eye out. Same with Nancy Guthrie. If you're out in that area, just keep an eye out for someone acting weird. The people in the Munising area, watch that husband. See what he does. Don't, harass him. But if you see him out in public, just kind of pay attention. See how he's acting. See if he's going to the dump a lot more, like they said. See if he's throwing stuff out on the curb that is hers. Once it's in the garbage at the curb, you can go take it. So, yeah. But other than that, it's a manic Monday. And like I said, I've got a bunch of stuff I've still got to get done. Driver should be home shortly. So I'm going to start getting some stuff done. We did about 40 minutes. Not bad. I missed a couple of my late night owls, but I will be back. And it depends on what I have going on tomorrow. I'm not positive about tomorrow, but definitely Wednesday. So, but I will try to get back on tomorrow. We will, like I said, we'll figure out if anything new is happening in the Nancy Guthrie case, and we'll look and see if there's anyone else that we need to bring attention to. And please, on my community wall, I've got it set. You guys can post on there. So if there's someone that's missing or a case that you want to discuss on here, put the link up on there, share it on there. I don't have a problem with that. Let me know. We'll look into it and we can have a discussion about it. You can also send it to, let me post this. Cutsy13@gmail.com. Whoops. Just a second, I spelled Bill wrong. My first day on the job. Okay, there we go. So yeah, feel free if there's anything, like I said, that was one of the biggest things that I keep seeing in chat as we're looking over the Nancy Guthrie case is how come other people don't get this attention? Well, it's up to us to give them the attention because the media is only going to give the attention to the people that they think is going to make them money and give them the most views on their channel, on their TV channel. And so I'm not a boots on the ground kind of person. That's not my thing. But what I can do is I got a big loud voice and I have a tiny channel, but I'm growing. And the more I grow, the more people that see me, the more people that see these faces. So, maybe we won't solve something, but maybe we can help bring someone home because someone recognizes them. Which, that's what I'm going to do in our next live. I'm going to find the video tonight of the time that some West Coast, it's either West Coast or Florida. I think Florida, actually. Some Florida YouTubers solved the missing person case in Michigan, and actually was a happy ending because the kid his family came and picked him up and brought him home, and he got the medical treatment that he needed and was good to go. So, and here they thought that they would never see him again. So sometimes YouTubers and streamers and whoever can do a good job and can help out a case. So, and they weren't true crime guys. They were like doing like a food review or something, oddly enough. And he happened to wander into their shop. So, yeah, so I will find that and we can watch that. It's a pretty interesting, case. But on that note, I am going to go. I have got, like I said, a million stuff that I've still got to do before bedtime. So you guys have a great manic Monday night. Relax. We're one day further to Friday than we were this morning. So everybody have a great night. Hit that subscribe and that like for me before you leave too. It helps get me out in the algorithm and it helps get these people's faces out in front of more people. So, all right, y'all. Thank you for watching. Peace, love, and claws, y'all. Good night.